Hello students, in today's class, I am going to give you an introduction to Eugene O'Neill's play Long Day's Journey into Night. What I am going to do is to introduce you to this particular play as well as to the life and career of Eugene O'Neill. We would also discuss the importance of this particular play in the life and career of Eugene O'Neill. Now, Eugene O'Neill. O'Neill was born in 1888 and he had his demise in 1953. In order to understand his greatness as a playwright, we need to just look at the awards that he won during his lifetime and posthumously. He was awarded Nobel Prize for Literature in 1936 and he won Pulitzer Prize for Drama 4 times in 1920, 1922, 1928 and posthumously in 1957. O'Neill's life is interesting as well as tragic. O'Neill was born in a hotel room, the Barrett House, at Broadway. You must be familiar with the city name Broadway. Broadway in Manhattan is known widely as the theater hub of American commercial theatrical industry. It is the heart of American commercial theatrical industry. And O'Neill was the son of Irish immigrant actor James O'Neill and Mary Ellen Quinlan, who was also of Irish descent. His father suffered from alcoholism. His mother was addicted to morphine. And Eugene O'Neill attended Princeton University for 1 year, but he could not complete his course there. He suffered from depression and alcoholism. O'Neill's parents and elder brother Jamie, who drank himself to death at the age of 45, died within 3 years of one after the other. After his rude experiences in 1912 to 13 at a sanatorium where he was recovering from tuberculosis, O'Neill decided to devote himself full-time to writing plays. The events immediately prior to going to the sanatorium are dramatized in his masterpiece, Long Day's Journey into Night. So, Long Day's Journey into Night is a purely autobiographical drama. Now, we must know something about O'Neill's association with the Provincetown Players. His involvement with the Provincetown Players began in mid-1916. The Provincetown Players was a collective of artists, writers, intellectuals and amateur theatre enthusiasts. And this particular troupe was formed by George Cram Cook and Susan Glassbell. Players were founded as an amateur group and initially did not allow critics to attend or review their plays, hoping to protect their experimental nature. Now, we must know something about O'Neill's dramas as well. His first published play was Beyond the Horizon and it opened on Broadway in 1920. His first major hit was The Emperor Jones. Anna Christie, Desire Under the Elms, Strange Interlude, and Morning Becomes Electra are some of his other famous plays. His only well-known comedy, in fact his only comedy, is Our Wilderness. After a 10-year pause, O'Neill's now renowned play The Iceman Cometh was produced in 1946. And O'Neill married 3 times. His wives were Kathleen Jenkins, Agnes Bolton, Carlotta Monterey. And he had 3 children, Eugene O'Neill Jr., Shane O'Neill, Una O'Neill. As his health worsened, O'Neill wrote 3 largely autobiographical plays, The Iceman Cometh, Long Day's Journey into Night, and A Moon for the Misbegotten. The plays that he wrote during the end of his career were highly autobiographical in nature. Long Day's Journey into Night is a drama in 4 acts, written by O'Neill, during the period 1941 to 42. In 1956, his wife Carlotta arranged for his autobiographical play Long Day's Journey into Night to be published. Actually, O'Neill had stipulated that the play should not be made public until 25 years after his death due to his highly autobiographical nature. Long Day's Journey into Night was performed by the Royal Dramatic Theatre in Stockholm, Sweden for the first time. Now, more about the play Long Day's Journey into Night. This is a drama in 4 acts. And this particular drama concerns the life of the Tyrant family. The parents, James and Mary, their sons, Edmund and Jamie, are the main characters in this particular play. The long day in the title refers to the setting of the play, which takes place during one single day in August 1912 from around 18:80 am to midnight. So the entire action takes place in one day. The setting is seaside Connecticut home of the Tyrants, Monte Cristo Cottage. And the story deals with the mother's addiction to morphine, the family's addiction to whiskey, the father's miscellaneous, the older brother's licentiousness, and younger brother's illness. The action begins in the morning just after breakfast. Mary has returned to her family recently after receiving treatment in a sanatorium for morphine addiction. Edmund, his the younger son, has in recent weeks begun to have very violent coughs. He has tuberculosis. In the play, Edmund stands for O'Neill himself. Throughout the course of the play, we slowly find out that Mary is still addicted to morphine, much to the disappointment of her family members. Now, these are the main events that mar the entire play.